Hey y'all, what's up? I hope you guys are having a great day. I took my hair out yesterday. It might look a mess a little bit, but the only thing I did to the front was braid it, and like I'm gonna do something to it. I am so mad. Sorry I got to the camera like that. I am so mad I did not buy these tickets to go the last 2 weeks. Okay? When I tell you I'm mad as hell at myself, I'm mad as hell at myself. Okay, so during tax season, around tax season is my son's birthday, whether I get taxes back or so I plan around there, right? All the things we're going to do, look at the events, all that other stuff. So we went to Raw here in Raleigh in March. I bought tickets to the AEW Sting's final match, but we didn't end up going. In Greensboro, I'm kicking myself because Sting is the only reason why I watched. If y'all know, if y'all watched my videos in the past, was the only reason why I watched WCW. Didn't care for Goldberg, still don't care for Goldberg. Didn't and still don't care for Hulk Hogan. Okay, I'm gonna speak on him too today. And I bought tickets for Raw in Greensboro, but I think my son got sick or something like that, so we didn't go in May. So when I was looking at the tickets, because I bought all of them around the same week, it's cheaper, honestly, to buy them. For those that have never been to a live show, it's cheaper to buy them when they first come out. And if you can do like Afterpay and you can't afford it, Affirm, Klarna, something like that to make payments on it, do it that way. Because as soon as they go live, people buy them and they resell them for triple the price. Like floor seats are $300. The DC show I was looking at last week, they were charging like the ramp seats all the way at the top. Not the the nosebleeds, but the ones that like before the nosebleeds, $300. I'm like, if I'm gonna pay $300, I'm gonna sit by the entrance. Like, and of course people bought them because when they circled around the camera at the beginning, the show was sold out. So I'm like, y'all crazy as hell for buying these seats. But see, I know better because I know how much they originally cost. And if you get the tickets and if you plan on going last minute, it's better to get the tickets like 30 minutes before the show starts because they drop the prices down. At that point, a lot of people that are reselling just want a portion of their money back. They'll take the L on a couple, make hundreds or maybe like $20, $50 if they have to. So, but I'm so mad because last week it was in Florida. And like I told you guys, my mom had moved to Florida February 2023. She moved back and bought a house in Haines City. My brother-in-law stays in Lake Mary. I used to stay in Winter Springs and Castleberry, so I know the area. So I was kind of mad because I'm like, we could have went to Smackdown in Orlando, or my son and I never been to a house show. So Saturday was coming to Lakeland, which is close to my mama's house. I could have went there, but I'm so mad that I didn't go to Orlando last week because that DIY Street Profits match was the best match of the night. You hear me? Okay. So then, before even watching the show, this is before the awesome match. Before even watching the show, I was contemplating because I was like, my son's school starts with my son next Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up. And I was like, I'm going to go buy these tickets to the, because I'm from the DMV, my brain wants to say MCI Center or Verizon Center. The Capital One Center, where the Wizards play and the Capitals play. But I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to be going up there at the time he's supposed to be with his dad. I don't know when he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Today we had Meet the Teacher. So if I was to go meet the teacher, like if my son and I meet the teacher from 3 to 5. So if we would have went and met the teacher and it takes me 4 hours to get up there, I would have literally had to meet the teacher with him, have our clothes packed in the car, and drive straight to DC from there. Okay? And it was like, and in the parking there, if you don't pre-park or get an Uber, it's $50. Like it's better and cheaper to buy the parking when you buy the ticket. Okay, because they be like parking $40, and you be like, that's too expensive. The day of, parking is between $60 and $75. Okay, speaking from experience. Okay, so my cousin dropped me off last time. He dropped me and my son off and his son off because I bought a third ticket for his son to go. But I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I did not go. First of all, the show was fire. Okay. And in me being from there, I'm like, I got family there. I ain't got to pay for no hotel. I could stay there. I was planning on going in 2 weeks anyway because it's going to be my birthday on the 7th. Okay. And I could have just went early and just stayed home and chill for my birthday and pampered myself for like a massage or something like that. Mad I did not go. So opening the show, and then, you know, they showcase people from the area. So if you're from the area, a wrestler from the area, they either show you via promo or a match. Okay. So the 3 people that's from the area, they showed. But when I got my email today, I think it said I can't remember if it had A-Town Down Under and KO and Cody on there. If it did, I ignored that part. But I was like, and that's why I don't check my email, because I don't want to know matches that weren't announced prior to. You see what I'm saying? Like, I knew about the Big 3 and the Blair Witch Project. Okay. Shout out to Antonio Matthews for naming that, because that's what I'm calling from now on. Okay. And I knew about LA and Santos. And I knew about Street Profits and the Bloodline. And it was supposed to be Nia and Michin, is what I thought. Okay. I thought it was. So before we get to that, the Grayson Waller effect comes up, because it's like now Grayson, and I'm like, who is Alicia announcing like that? And then she said Theory, and I said, okay, Grayson Waller. First of all, whoever bought the trees for his setup, the neon trees, y'all did good, okay? Because when they backed up the camera, and you know how they show like a panoramic view of the whole thing from afar, you could still see the trees all the way up. So if you were in the nosebleeds, you could see the trees. That's how bright it was, because you know they lower the lights and all that. So I'm like, they did good. Like whoever came up with the decorations for that, y'all need an extra check, okay? They did good. They were lighting great. His thing was neon. Grayson has one of my favorite entrance songs. So he comes in talking about how Cody's arrogant, this, that, and the third. So Cody says what he wants to say. They keep talking about Kim and KO and how KO turned on all these people. And I was like, well, he do got a point. But to me, because Theory was not on, you know what I mean? He was not like talking or nothing like that during the promo. He showed like his authentic face is not his persona of Theory. It was Austin more. He looked like a baby face in the ring to me. Like, so when they was talking about he's getting manipulated, this, that, and the third, I was like, but with Grayson sitting behind that desk, my first thought was I could totally see him used to being a teacher. Like, that was the first time it clicked. Because remember, I kept saying for weeks, like, I can't believe he was a history teacher. And then they were showing some WWE wrestler that retired like 25 years ago, I think, from wrestling. And then he just retired from teaching for 25 years. I forgot his name. Dang, I forgot his name. It was on Instagram. And it's like he teaches like 10th grade history. And I was like, it's crazy to think that some people are like for lifers. Like how Edge says he was like, he wanted to wrestle since he got out of high school, and he wants to do this for the rest of life until he retires. And then there's some people that know that they want to do this, but they know they don't want to do it forever. Like they want to do it, make a quick impact, and then go on and do something else. Like the fact that he's a teacher, he's retiring, or the fact that Braun Breaker's father is on the school board in Atlanta, and he is a whole Hall of Famer. Like, to me, that's crazy. Or like Goldberg was a mayor. Dagon Kane, I think, is a mayor. Like to especially to have like a political type thing, and it's easier because you have the audience and stuff like that. But for people, I feel like to impact to have a job impacting like kids and teenagers, to me, I feel like it's such a hard and rewarding job, but I feel like I have a special place for people that want to positively impact people like that, because a lot of what shapes you is your youth. And people think that because people are in high school, they should know what they should be doing. They're still kids. And middle school, I feel like, has the least amount of guidance, because they're not grown enough to be high school, but they're not young enough to be like kids. They're in that weird gray area. And then the high schoolers, you're just taught work, study, college. Like, there's hardly no guys. People are, oh, you can leave them home. Like, they need just as much guidance as toddlers. I feel like everyone. So when that doesn't happen, then you get grown-ups who are lost or messed up in the head or feel like they're not loved and stuff like that. So people that work with the youth are, I feel like, awesome. Like, they deserve, no matter what they do in the youth, 6 figures. If they're making a positive impact and they want to do it because they love doing it. The people that's doing it because they need a job, or they think their student loans are going to get paid off, but they're not really into it, I'm not talking about y'all. And that's just me being honest. But it started with that. So then KO comes out. So then KO comes out and he talks to Nick. Nick comes out, which Nick is, I love Nick, okay? He comes out, he tells KO that he could go beat him up for a couple seconds. So he beats him up. And in the commercial, I'm looking at him, the dude behind him, while KO doing his little promo. I'm like, that looked like my cousin. Cause y'all, when I tell you my family is deep in the DMV, okay? My family is deep. And this is my papa's, like, siblings, and all my cousins are like right there. I think my mama was the only one that decided to leave and come to North Carolina and Florida. And then my cousin just moved to LA, but all the rest of us, and my uncle just moved to Pittsburgh because my aunt is from there. So they just moved back up there. But all my family is from there. And then, like, my papa's cousins and stuff, people he's close to, are in Philly and, like, Lumberton. So, like, we know some of them a little bit, but all my family that I know, like the close immediate extended family, are in DC, Maryland. Some of them used to be in Virginia, but Virginia's houses cost more than Maryland houses. So, but he come out and he says he wasn't. So what had me cracking up, because y'all know KO is one of my favorites, and I love his dry humor. He, on the commercial, I don't know how Cody kept a straight face, because on the commercial he was like, he ain't got adrenaline in his soul, and then it cuts a commercial, and I was cracking up like, what? So then it showed LA Night in Santos, of course. LA's from Maryland. So he here from the home. He home. Okay. So they always say it's a hometown curse that most of the time when people come home, they lose. Which has been the case 80% of the time. 80% of the time. I feel like they lose, not unless you have a title and it's not time for you to lose your title yet. That's honestly what I think. Because I feel like if LA did not have that title against, and he was wrestling Santos just in wrestling, he probably would have lost. But the messed up part is, like, you know, Legado de Fantasma come out, and then they beat him up, and they talk about it's legal because the bell ain't ring yet. So everybody got kicked out. And I never got an answer on this. Because when I was watching NXT, like when Solo had first got there, I wasn't really checking for the girls like that. Okay? I ain't gonna hold you. So I don't know what Elektra Lopez was doing in NXT. But did she used to wrestle? Or has she always been like valet manager? Because I'm confused. Like when BFAB came on, she's always been kind of like valet manager. But I could have sworn I've seen Elektra in like gear a couple times wrestling. or I might be bugging. Like, I might have to go look that up, because I honestly am on YouTube right now in the background, and I low-key want to pause this and look and see if she's wrestled, because I don't remember. I don't, like I said, I was not checking then. Like, I was not checking for the girls. Okay. Um, and I didn't start checking for the girls and stuff like that until, honestly, like I said, the first time I started watching NXT after Solo, I stopped watching, especially after he lost that North American title. I was pissed. Then I started back watching because New Day went to NXT and won the tag team championships down there, and that's when I discovered like Pretty Deadly and Braun and all them at Deadline, in 2023. But so I don't, so all of them get kicked out. LA's bruised really badly. Cause at first, when they had announced this was my thing, I was confused because they had announced them having a tag team against A-Town Down under the Cody and the Knockout. Okay, Cody's Knockout, or Cody and KO. So I was confused because I was like, I was like, wait, we got them, okay? We got Street Profits and Bloodline. We got Michin and Naya. We got the Blair Witch Project and the Glorious Storm, or the Big Three, okay? And then we got LA and Santos. And I was like, so is the show going over? And then somebody gonna tweet me back and was like, no, they normally have 5 shows. I'm like, no, they don't. Okay. One thing I know, I only been rewatching for 2 years, but I know the formula. Okay. And I'm like, it's 4 matches. Okay. It's 4 matches. The rest of the time is used for promos and like sponsorship and flashbacks and stuff like that. So I said, something ain't, you know what I'm saying? So then later on, he was like, oh, you right, it's 4. So I was like, what happened to... I was confused. So I was like, so are they not doing like Nia Michin? Because they announced every like thing that's coming up, but they didn't announce them. So I'm like, are they gonna give her a promo, or is she in a dark match, or what's happening? Because normally when you're from the DMV, I mean not DMV, sorry, I'm thinking about where they were tonight. Normally when you're from somewhere, they show you in the promo, they show you in a match, or you were in a dark match. Like that's one thing WWE is good at, so that the people could see the hometown basically hero. You know what I'm saying? So like, that threw me. So when they showed LA Knight getting beat up, eventually he won, thank God. Because I was a little nervous. I was like, when he kept getting thrown to the ground, I'm like, boy, I was about to say, Sean, get up. First of all, you from Maryland. Like, you not supposed to be like that, okay? We are resilient people, okay? Then his graphic, when he came out at the bottom, his name showing. I love it. I love the like comic book 90s action star type look. The graphics and the gear. And I've said it numerous times. I've tweeted it numerous times. I think I tagged him a couple times saying it. He's retweeted me saying it, whatever. But I like it. So glad that the fact that he won, I was happy, because I was like, okay, I know he's not about to lose his title. Okay. So then, like, I think Angel's cute. But I can't say that because most of the people in WWE are married or got in relationships. But speaking of good looking, everybody tonight looked great, okay? I love Wade in the dark blue. I like him better in the dark blue versus the light blue that he always wears. I like the Corey in the purple. The purple stripes with the pink accents to the suit he looked good, okay? And then the tie to match the suit was great because it had the same colors, but it wasn't matchy. So I don't know if he bought the suit and picked it out, or his wife bought the suit, or the person that sold him that told him that it was good. But whoever bought it, or whoever suggested for him to buy it, they did their thing, okay? And then Naya looked good, Tiffany looked good, like everybody looked good, okay? So then LA ended up winning. So then they showed Carmelo on his thing doing his promo, talking about you only as good as your last match and you want better than me last match. I'm like, you saying that because you won one match. Like this man still won 2 more matches, okay, versus you. But then they had Andrade come into the barbershop. I don't know if it was barbershop like in Florida or here, I don't know. But they showed him and he was like, next time y'all can't have people come here when I'm talking. So I'm like, okay. But I'm not mad at this continued feud. Okay? I'm not mad at the feud. Like, because the matches have been awesome. So like, to me, the feud can go on for 2 years, just like Bianca with Bailey and Damage Control. If you got good matches to go along, like I've said before, if you have excellent story and the matches are mediocre or the matches are just as good, yeah, or the matches are just as good as the story, then you got a formula. If you got a bomb match and the story is okay, you still got a story, because people like, all right, I can work with the story enough, and then the match brings it over. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a sucky story in a sucky match. It got to be like one here, or both here. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a match up here, the story here, or the story here, the match here, or both of them up here, okay? Or both of them right here. They can't be both suck. And it won't even work if you got a real good match in the story, in the sucky storyline. That won't match because people won't be able to connect. And I feel like you can't have a terrible match with a good storyline, because people be like, ooh, and be anticipating the match, and then the match sucks. Like, you'd be like, y'all could have gave this whole segment for these last couple weeks to somebody else. Like, it can't be like that. So the fact that it's been like, the story is building, but the matches have been A1, keep this feud going, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Second of all, okay, didn't they show Saxon? He from the area. That's what we say, the area or the DMV. He from the area, or DC. Area mean DC area. So they showed him, they showed LA, okay? So we was like, okay, we got both of them. Showed him real quick, okay? And then he's talking about some, I'm home, I was up the road, whatever that, because I'm like, a lot of people think that where people are built from, that's what they are. So when someone was like, I think one of the promos a couple months ago, when they said something about LA, and they was like, you're not even from LA. And he's like, I spent the first 20 something years here, and then I went to LA. And you know, my first thought was, why you go all the way out there after you came after here? Because now that I'm gotten more into wrestling than ever, I've looked at like some of the wrestling schools and stuff like that. And it's a wrestling school in Maryland. I think it's like Salisbury, something like that. But I think Jessica Carr, the ref, went there and then tried out and was there and got trained and stuff as a wrestler and stuff like that, had matches and stuff with the promotion and stuff. Then got trained and then went to Florida to be part of WWE. But at the same time, that school might not have been around, or it might not have had the connections that he needed or felt like he needed. So he ended up going to LA. Now I'm wondering like what the journey was like, because for him to go from LA and end up at TNA, which is basically like Chicago area, that's like, I don't know. But it's so many promotion places or like stepping stones for people to get to where they want to get to now. And I honestly don't think it's more. Honestly, I think it's more accessible because people can find them now. Thanks to Google, thanks to social media, you can find wrestling schools or like wrestling clubs or something like that in your area, or within or one that's like within an hour or two from where you live, depending on where you live at. So the access is easier. So then after that, they showed the girls came out. Okay, the girls came out. Alba, Isla, and Blair came out, which I love that they all came out to the same song, and that production put all of their names on the screen. That Blair Witch Project name, I don't care, and I know it's coin, it's trademark probably because of that movie, and depending on the movie, that trademark might probably would end it because you know trademarks expire if you don't put in application. See, this is my business side talking. If you don't put in applications in time, they gonna expire, and you're supposed to put the application in before your current one expired because sometimes the government takes some years. Okay, especially if you ain't got no good like patent lawyer. Okay, so for those who don't know, is trying to start a business or copyright something like that, do that. Okay, if your thing say it's expired December 2024, okay, put it in January of 2024, so that way if if it takes all that long for it to go through to the next year, you have time. If it takes, because you know the government be slow. Some applications they'll do like that, and then some it take them forever and a day. Okay, especially if you're doing it by yourself and you don't have like no patent lawyer or nothing like that for them to help push it through and make sure that it's pushed through, and you paying them to do that. Do it before yours expire, or you won't be sitting there, and then by the time it go through, even though the application is dated at a certain time, worried that somebody else might take your name and stuff like that, and that has happened. Okay, just saying. But the Blair Witch Project. Okay, shout out to Antonio Matthew. I don't know what his Twitter name is. I wish I did, or X name, because I would have tagged him, but that's what they call versus the big three. StormiEST Glow. So for me, they fit. They look like the Blair Witch Project. Okay, so then the girls came out. Jade came out, and when she did this, and you know the camera was backed up, so she did this right and showed her. And I said, did her arms get bigger? Like, y'all is getting extra buff on top of being buff already. Okay, and I'm saying that because I watched UpUpDownDown on Monday when they had went to Tokyo. Okay, when Woods and AJ and them was shopping at the video gaming store, and I said, AJ Styles look big as hell, and I was like, he already look big, but you know you big when you got clothes on and still look big. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different to look big and you like in swim trunks, or you like in showing all your muscles, or you might be in like wrestling gear or track and field gear, or like a football uniform, something like that. But for you to be wearing a regular shirt and still look big as hell in a regular shirt, or people that don't know about people that lift, okay, or that's heavy in the gym, and people like, especially like men, and their legs get bigger because they've been exercising a lot and full body, and they'll wear jeans, and they'll get jeans that fit but are a little loose, you know what I'm saying? And then they keep working out in the gym, and then over time the muscle builds in your thighs, and it looks like your jeans is too tight, and people are like, y'all buy too tight jeans, and somebody was like, these were loose when I bought them. Like that. Like, you look big as hell in clothes. Okay, that's exactly what AJ looked like. I say, God dang. Okay, I gotta speak on Raw too, but because I was too tired to do a video, and honestly, I paid attention enough, but I didn't pay attention like that because I was on the phone with my mama, and her and I talk on the phone maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, but it's always like at least a 3-hour conversation. I was on the phone with her for 5 hours. I was on the phone with her from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I was talking to her, had her on speakerphone, tweeting, and trying to watch Raw at the same time. Okay? So I'm just saying, I'm glad that Street Profits ain't break up. Wyatt Six deserved to come out on Ivy. Okay. Um, Braun Breaker coming out. Braun Strowman coming out with Bronson Reed. Dude, when I tell y'all the way I freaking screamed, okay, as soon as Braun Breaker came out and made it to Raw, I said I want to see him versus Bronson Reed, or him versus Braun Strowman, or Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman, and I've been saying that for some months. So when Braun Strowman came out, I was super excited because I said somebody is paying attention. Then I was sad because Pat is leaving, and I'm like, who's gonna commentate with Cole now? Not unless Corey's gonna go back to Mondays and do Fridays. He gonna do both, or they gonna send Wade to do both, or somebody else, or it's gonna be Saxton. But I was like, some of my favorite reasons why I love watching Raw are not there no more. Okay, like I used to love watching Raw, and I know people get injured and stuff, but the reasons why I love watching Raw was Ivar, he out. Then Dragunov joined the thing, he out. Love Dragon Lee's matches, he out. Ricochet, he signed to AEW. Dagon Pat, he gone till January. Shinsuke, he in Smackdown, but every year around this time he go visit his hometown, his homeland in Japan. Okay. Asuka, she out if we doing the girls. Katana and Kaden, they there. Okay. But I ain't seen them in a couple weeks. Nia, she on SmackDown. Okay. Liv, my girl. I like her. Okay. And Bronson, he's still there. And Seth. I'm like, the only thing I got there now are the tag team girls. Bronson Reed. I think that's it. And that's it. Yeah, because I was like, even when they tag team, I was like, I like Maxine and Ivy, but I also like Natalia and Tegan. None of them are. Maxine ain't been in a match since God knows when. And I want to see, I want to see eventually Ivy versus Jordan Grace. I got a couple people I want Jordan Grace to wrestle. Ivy was one of them at Royal Rumble when she came out. Jade, not Jade. It was Ivy. It was Bianca, and it was somebody else. I forgot, but I don't think it was Jade at the time. I don't think it was Jade. If we going for like strength, like versus strength and stuff like that, but I don't know. And then also, I love that Miz went to go fight Bronson to try to defend Truth. I told you I missed a lot, so I don't even remember. I saw the Terra Twins come out and them get beat up. Okay. Jay had came out and said something about being Sammy, I guess not fighting, but him and he's up in the running for the IC title. And then he said something about so I'm like, are they doing that thing, the tag team things, him and Sammy? So then I think that's basically it, because most of the segment now is Bloodline stuff. I mean, not Bloodline, Lord, Judgment Day stuff. So Adam had put on X like who should be a contender for Braun, and I said half these people is out. Braun Breaker, but I was like, for me, it'd have been Bronson Reed or Braun Strowman. I said Dragunov, he out though. Dragon Lee, he out. Ivar, but he out. I said Shinsuke, because he crazy as hell. I would love to see that match. Him versus Braun Breaker. When he come back, I said we Clue in SmackDown too. Him and Randy. Who else was it? Him and KO. I think would have, that would be a great, because KO could take a hit. So Bronson think he gonna hit him with that and him and Jacob Fatu. That was my list. Robert, since he's somehow he the best in this title and stuff was for him, go ahead and fight any of them. And if they was really like, let's not let him retain the title, I don't know. He might win by the skin of his teeth, but he ain't gonna win by a long shot with all of them. Those will be good matches. Okay? Just letting you know. Okay? Okay? Speaking of us, like, it was a lot this week because it was all the political stuff this week. I know in the next 4 years, if this man loses this election, y'all better not put him in a preliminary, okay? It's the difference between Magna supporters and Republicans. I'm not hating on Republicans. I can't do Magna supporters. To me, you're racist and you're delusional. Like, to me, it's... And then, so Hulk Hogan going around, was circling on social media, how he was talking about, y'all want me to body slam Kamala. I said, that's not even her name. Like, say her name right. It's insulting to mispronounce someone's name. Like, when I've said people's names on here, I be like, y'all forgive me. I either don't know their names because I'm not good with names. It takes me a while. Or I'm not saying it right. And I be like, y'all forgive me. Like Andrade, I couldn't get his name right forever. It took about 3 weeks. And I didn't want to say it because that's offensive. Like, when people say my name, they don't say it the way it's supposed to be said or spelled. They say it like the famous person says their name. So I'm like, so when like people actually say my name correctly, I'm more shocked than anything. Like, to be honest with you, like when people say Brittany, I'm like, that's not. So my boss would like, Brittany, and I was like, oh, you say my name right. And she was like, what? She was like, that's how it's spelled. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to say it. But they call me Brittany, like Britney Spears. It's not even spelled like that. It's Ttany. But so like, and my name is fairly simple. So I'm like, I understand. Like, I don't want to mess people's name up. I feel like, and then for you not to try to learn people's names to say it right or ask them, that's disrespectful. But he was like, yeah, Kamala, and I was like, that's not her name. And then he was like, cause she's something Indian. And then I was like, I know he not. And then he said, how? And I said, first the hell off, okay? I said, you trying to make a racist joke is not funny, okay? It'd be different if you and this person had a rapport and y'all joked like that and that was something y'all did and neither one of y'all found it offensive, okay? But you ain't even, you don't know her, okay? And then you said the wrong type of Indian. She is not Native American. She is sub-Asian, Pan-Asian Indian, okay? I was like, then you wrong with the Indian part. Like, man, just go home and close the door. Like, why y'all keep letting this man come outside, okay? And people like, I'm like, okay, now Ric Flair has had his racist moments too. And a lot of it has been caught on social media. But now he's old enough and smart enough to not do it now. Or at least I hope not. Like, Terry, Hulk Hogan, whatever you want to call him, you just keep putting foot in mouth every time you get recorded. And you don't, at this time, you don't care. And I know when people get old, they be stuck in their ways. But you just need to not say nothing. Y'all keep giving this man a mic. Why the hell y'all keep giving him a mic? Okay? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, everybody in Magna to me is racist. I don't care. I don't care. And somebody was like, Republicans call themselves Christians. I don't know, y'all can't even say y'all Christian. I'm gonna pause right there. And I would say, it's not Republicans, it's Magna people. There are plenty of Republican Christians. There are plenty of Democratic Christians. There are plenty of independent and Green Party and Libertarian Christians. The Magna people, I don't think that they are. You can't tell me that you follow someone that preaches about love and you're racist. That's a form of hate. You're hating someone based off of where they're from or their skin color or the way their hair looks. That's hate. Like, you can't say that you are, and that's the number one thing. That's the second commandment. Is to love people, you know, how you love yourself, everybody. But I digress. So next time, but next 4 years, don't put him in a preliminary. First, he gonna be old as hell. Like next time, get somebody got some sense, okay? Hell, y'all could have got Mitt Romney again. Somebody got some sense, okay? Don't pick nobody that got his like-mindedness, okay? There's plenty of people out here that are for the Republican Party that people could have picked, and y'all picked this man. Like what? I just be like, so stuff like this be like, I just want to move out of another country because why? And I'm not no party. I'm an independent. Like, cause I can see views from both sides. So I don't always vote straight tickets. So I'm just saying this just cause. But I'm saying next time pick somebody that got some sense. Okay? Okay. So I'm done with that part. So then, Jay came out. She looked gorgeous. She even got the shattered glass on her face. I said, I don't know who did her makeup today, but she looked great. So she had the red with the stuff with the blues. I said, okay, so what we doing? Because my brain, I don't know what my brain thought. So then Naomi comes out. Go. And you know, because she has the she's very much theatrical with her gear. So she has the fur jacket with the glow on the back with the LED lights and stuff like that. I wonder how many batteries she goes through a week. Because I know she got to charge all that stuff and put batteries in it. And do it be hot? Or she afraid it's going to catch on fire when she do that? I just be wondering. But she had it on and she took it off. So I'm like, okay, she got on stripes. I thought it was like black. Because, you know, they cut the lights out when she come out. So then Bianca come out. And they dancing to her stuff. And I love Naomi because Bianca come out and do her little thing like this, right? And turns around to Naomi on the side dancing like this. And I'm like, get it. And it reminded me of Oscar dancing. So when other people just come out, and I was like, I miss Oscar dancing. I miss Sammy dancing. Like when he came out, I think last time with the Jay, was it Jay or Cody, and he was dancing, I was crying. Okay. But I was like, wait, okay. And so what is this? Oh, Club Shannon Sharp had interviewed John Cena 2 days ago. See, stuff just be playing on my YouTube. It went from We Playing Spades, this podcast with Nick Cannon and somebody from out now, to now I'm on Club Shay Shay. The next thing is probably going to play is React, because that's what I watch. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. It has up here. It has Deion Sanders' son's podcast. I didn't even know they had a podcast. Cam Newton's podcast. Chris Van Velo, Watch Mojo, Impulsive, and then the Fanatics thing. I'm not even subscribed to half of this stuff. That's why I be seeing interviews on stuff, because I be having stuff in like TV on in the background as white noise, and I be like, oh, that's how I discovered Impulsive, because I was just watching stuff that I normally watch, like Dish Nation stuff, and like clips of like at the time Raw highlights, because I didn't watch Raw on Mondays. I had to watch it on Hulu on Tuesdays, and then they cut out a lot of it because they're on a time limit, and I had to watch it, and then stuff would just play after that. But so they came out, so I'm like, okay. I said, it's red, white, and blue. It's giving Olympics. But my thought was, Bianca's outfit gave me, my mind immediately went to 1996 Atlanta Olympics gymnastics team, Dominique Dawes. And then I had to Google it and make sure I wasn't bugging, because I was like, that Olympics for my generation, if you're my age group, you're a millennial, we very much remember that. Us, okay, and some Gen Zers, that's the reason why some of them are in the Olympics right now, okay? So, when someone put on Twitter and they put up, they're dressed like 3 of Simone Bowles' looks, I said, Oh, my mind didn't even think of that. And I said, and I watched the gymnastics part of the Olympics because that's the okay. So I ended up watching basketball this time, but I'm like, I only watch track, swimming, and gymnastics. And now I got into beach volleyball the last two Olympics, so I watched that too. But I watched her stuff, and in my brain ain't even think about this is Simone's look. But also, I went to bed at 5:30 this morning and only slept for like 4 hours. So who knows what the hell is going on up here right now. LJ, you gotta come make your own French toast. Sorry. You gotta come make your own French toast. So they came in, they started doing their thing. It started with Bianca, and Lord, now my brain is frozen because I can't remember if I think it's Isle of Fire. She got the red hair, right? I love her hair, but she came. What's wrong? I can tell you what to do. So why are you frustrated before you even ask? Can you get your plate, or do you need to get the stool in here? Calm down. Take a deep breath. Love bug, come get the stool over here. Sorry, y'all. It's right here in here. The stool is right there. I'm telling you, there's no need to get upset. You're sleepy. You get your plate. Sorry, y'all. How many sticks are you getting? You could get 5. That's how much you normally get. He only gets grumpy like that when he's tired. So yeah, so it started off with them. Bianca was in the ring for a while, okay? And they cut to commercial, and Blair and Bianca was in the ring. Because I was like, dang, they didn't waste no time. I think that match was pretty long. That's why I was confused, because when what's her name said on Twitter, he was like, it's 5 matches. You gotta come here so you can see. Okay. But they was in the ring for a while. So my proud moment was watching them get in the ring, and then Bianca finally tagging in Jade, and Jade coming out ablazing. Okay. What is it? I'm not the. You want 6? All right. So, she was coming out ablazing. Time cook. Put it in there. Time cook. Put it on 80. Start. Okay. So I was so impressed. I'm sorry, it's Wrestling and Rants, and it's also my son. So he's learning to do stuff independently. For those who don't know, he was diagnosed with mild autism when he was 3. So he gets overwhelmed sometimes with doing certain stuff. So we're learning how to heat up our food. And simple stuff like when he wants hot dogs, just turn off the timer in the stovetop. Like the rest of the steps we'll get into, but he gets really overwhelmed just the thought of it before he even. So I have to tell him to take a breath and calm down. But like it gets, like, I was so proud, okay? And I'm so proud when she came out just off that ripping. First of all, the excitement that the crowd got when she got in the ring. Half of the crowd in the middle that you could see, because that's where my son and I were last year when they came to DC, stood up, okay? And first, she has improved so much. You could tell tonight she moved quicker and her hits connected better. So I'm like, I don't know who she's been practicing with. Are they warm? Huh? Okay. And she personal to universal, so unconditional. I love that song by India already. Oh, so hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. So I can be mommy at the same time. That might be a lot of syrup. There you go. Juice box, so you don't spill anything. I'm trying to hold it tightly in the juice box. But I'm like, I don't know who she's been practicing with or training with as of recent. But they're getting her right, okay? And I say that because she moved quicker. At first, she moved at a glacier pace. And I was like, I know the bloodline moves at a slower rate when they get people in the ring. But I feel like they didn't move that slow, if that makes sense. So when she came in doing like this and hitting, I'm like, you have to, I think she's learning, you got to keep the momentum going. So with the momentum going with Bianca, she's, you know what I'm saying? Pooh, close your door for me, please. Thank you. So she, yeah, it's getting better. Like, I was excited when she first got signed because I watched her at at AEW. I was gonna say TNA, AEW, and I was like, she is so pretty. She is so commanding. She is so like such an aura, so statuesque, such an aura. And honestly, I didn't really watch too much of her matches or like the whole thing. So like if they be like, oh, she's up next, most of the time for some reason I would always catch the second half of it after she would either the first or second half. I would never catch the whole thing. But what attracted me to her outside of like her beauty and her aura was her promos. Okay, like when I tell you, that's why when she was like, we giving out applications because soon getting this work, I'm like, girl, she got to be top 5 for me for promos for women, period. Okay. Now, homegirl don't wrestle no more. But Brandy is definitely up there. Who the hell told you? Who the hell told you that it was open mic night? And that was her promo against Jade. Like, but that is hilarious. That plays. So when Cody said it, because I follow her on there, she was like, I don't know who taught him that. I was like, that's hilarious. And I was like, if he could get a little bit of the little attitude that Brandy got in his promos, if he ever deserved to give a little oomph to his promos, I was like, he'd be doing something real. But like, she was moving so quick, she hit it. And I was like, I don't know who she's been training with, but they get her. Like, they get her. Because I'm like, when you're taller, because she got to be at least 5'10", certain stuff you can't do like the little girls. You know what I'm saying? Like Zelina has got to be like 5'2", okay? And Naomi got to be my height because I'm like 5'5". When you about that tall, or I'm at that height, you can do certain stuff that tall girls can't do, and vice versa. You can't do certain stuff that they can do. And then the fact that she jumped over all the ropes, okay? I said, first of all, how much hops does she got? But I forgot she used to be a ball player. And now when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm glad that she worked up the courage to do that after, everybody kept talking about the incident in the past. But honestly, yeah, like whoever's training with her or working with her has got her. And I don't know if she go to the dungeon like everybody else, but they know how she is specifically and what she wants to accomplish. And I saw that in the ring today. Now I don't know if she's able to carry on a solo match because she hasn't done one since she was fighting Naya and it got broken up. And if they're still working on her to be a tagged person type situation, I'm here for it. People on Twitter are saying that they want Naomi and Bianca to be a tag person thing because before Naomi left, and she was on TikToks with Bianca, they wanted her to do it. And I think Naomi said in an interview that when Bianca first got to the main roster, she was supposed to tag up with Naomi, but they had bigger plans for her. So they wanted her and to be successful as she is. So basically she'd have been just stuck at mid card, be a tag title. Like she would have had to probably prove and fight for herself to be the main event girl. And after the events of stuff that people are saying happened in Becky's book, that some of that, like one of the two incidents, is because Becky wanted her to get her shine. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that she didn't have the capability, but because she wasn't given the opportunity, and Becky knew that she was capable of holding it down. You know what I'm saying? To me, because they always say, like, they always have these polls or these questions like, who is your current favorite wrestler right now? In or out of the ring, like in the ring. And she's the first person that comes to my mind. She's the first person that comes to my mind. Man or woman. First person that comes to my mind is Bianca Belair. Like, people are saying, oh, she might have had the ponytail thing and stuff her whole time she was there. But like her skill set, her matches, she makes her own gear. She's gorgeous. She's a nice person. And then she could cut a decent or good promo. Like, she is the total package. Okay. I want her husband honestly comes to for men as of recent, because Seth is out. In my mind, Johnny Gargano comes to my mind. That's why I kept saying, please mix match tag team me, please. Like him and Candice versus Bianca and Montez Ford. I don't know when it's coming, but it needs to come. Like how they got Dom and Liv versus the Terra Twins. And honestly, I don't think, when is the last time they had a mixed tag team match on a PLE or at all for the main roster? Because they have them all the time for NXT. So I don't even care if it's a pre-show match that they air on TV at a PLE. Excuse me. Okay? I don't care if it's the middle match, because the most important matches to get the crowd hyped and get them anticipate for next week is always the first match, the opening, and the closing matches. Everything in between is I feel like if you have 5 matches that night on a card, the most 3 important spots are the first, the last, and the middle match. The 2 in between, the second and fourth matches, and that's honestly what I think, because I'm like, the first match determines the course of the thing. People are hyped to see what's that like, and if the momentum keeps going, it keeps it elevated up here. If the next match might be here, it still might be some momentum, but then that's when you need that third match to bring the momentum back up. If the momentum go down again, then you need that closer to be like, the main event to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you're doing 4 matches like SmackDown, that mixed tag match could be daggone the second or third match. But honestly, the way that Johnny and Montez cooked last week, hell, that could be the main event. Like if we get to where we get a triple threat for the tag team championships, right? And then something happens with Johnny or DIY and Street Profits, and then something happens on the side from that. Johnny so happens, or Candice so happens to attack Bianca again because her husband versus her husband. Like if they make it a situation like that, but I don't think they've done husband and wife storylines in a while. I don't know how the storyline would go. I just want to see the match. Like I don't even care about the storyline. Like to be honest with you, I don't. I don't. Um, I honestly don't. Because I was gonna say if it was like a king and queen of the ring or whatever type situation, but I just want to see the match. Like I might have to go to a house show if I have it as a house show. Um, because I think a couple years ago they had Seth and Becky, or Seth and somebody. I think Seth and Dom versus, and then like Becky and Rhea was on the side. People was like, we want to see Becky and Rhea, and then it came into fruition on TV. But I don't know. So then she comes out and shuts it down. Then Bianca jumps. Then she ends up going over the rope. She slams both of them, right? And then Bianca jumps over the ropes. Naomi tags her. Naomi comes out, hits. Dang, who did she hit? Is it Blair she hit? I think she hit Blair, right? Bianca go over the rope and hit everybody. And I said, I think she's so busy wrestling, fighting, she accidentally hit Jade. And then Naomi does the springboard moonsault and ends up, I think she ends up tagging. Does she end up pinning Blair? And then they win. But like the impact that they have, I just love the impact that they have. Y'all know I'm here for the girls, okay? I love the fact that there is so much diversity in the ring today. At that match, I love the fact that you have 3 black women of 3 different shades, 3 different backgrounds in the ring together. But not only that, you have 2 women from the UK that was friends with another woman from New Zealand. I think she said she's from New Zealand. And then been on that circuit. So now you have 6 women in there that someone can identify with. Someone from the UK or Oceania, which is New Zealand, certain islands, stuff like that. Y'all know, Australia, something like that. On stuff like that. Do we have a woman from Africa? I think she's in NXT. But like we have 3 different, you know what I'm saying? Bianca's family has a whole history. They're part of Black history. Jade's is Jamaican American. Trinity is from Florida. To me, Trinity sounds like her family is from the Caribbean. Like the way she talks, certain stuff she says reminds me of like a family that might be from like Haiti or Trinidad and Tobago, or even the DR, because it's Afro Latinas, somewhere from there. But that's what she gives me. But and even if not, like it's just a diversity. Just like with like Damage Control coming over, or like when they had Xia Li, she's like the first Chinese woman. Like it's just, I don't, have they ever had, WWE ever had a woman from like Vietnam or like the Philippines? No. And then you know we have women from like Puerto Rico and women from maybe Mexico and stuff like that. So like to see just diversity, because y'all know I'm here for the girls and I love diversity of everything. I feel like we are better as people when we learn from other people, and I feel like I also know that we're more alike than we are different, especially when like, because I say I'm a millennial and we talk about like certain stuff growing up and people be like, my mama did that too, or my mama, and it's not even a color or race thing, it's just like our generation.
And then we think it's like might be even just like an American thing. And then people from the UK be like, I'm from the UK and my mama did. So I just love to see it. And then so then that happened. So then they won. And Alba Fire, like what he calls them, is fighting the the StormiEST duo. Okay. Basha Berlin, I think pre-show. And when I tell y'all, I'm so excited for Basha Berlin, not because of the matches. Okay. I'll get more and probably excited for the matches next Saturday. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's the fact that I love PLEs in Europe because they're early. And I forget, like 2 PLEs ago, was it Backlash? I forgot that they were scheduled, they were doing it live. And I think I started watching at 5 and they were done. So I'm looking at certain stuff and I'm looking at it, watching it at regular time, like it's over here in the States and forgetting it's over there. Was it Backlash I was watching at that time? And I'm like, people that watched it live is going on about their day and I'm staying up late. Like it's a PLE over here in the States. But I love it because stuff starts at 1. The PLE is normally over at 5. The press conference is normally over at 5:45. I'm going about my day. If I want to go out to eat, you know what I'm saying, go grocery shopping or order groceries and pick them up or something like that, I still got my day. I'm not up till 1 in the morning. And then y'all know most of the time I do a video. And then on Saturdays, I'm up late watching PLEs, doing videos. Then I got to get up and do production for church tomorrow, the next day. And I'm like, I'm trying to do, like get that brain. And I do the graphics and stuff like that. And the words and all that other stuff, and so, and I've done the sound, and now I just learned how to do the camera last week, so it's on my second week doing that. But before our church started going live after the pandemic, I was recording on my phone slowly, and my pastor was like, "Can you sit next to me?" And I was just doing it just cause. So I was doing it before it was a thing, but the camera, shout out to the camera people, okay? I'm just saying that because for you to have to hold that thing, luckily I don't have to move with the people like y'all do, but for y'all to hold it and then hold it steady so it don't shake or make it look like you move fast and then make it look like it's steady, props to y'all, okay? Because that's a skill. Like putting graphics up and stuff like that, putting music in, knowing when to lower the music and turn the music up and when to hit it at a certain time and when to turn it off. That's the easy part. That freaking camera, okay? That thing is heavy. And if you don't hold it steady, it might look like you drunk organizing it, because then it'll go from this to this. And, or if you go, instead of moving it like slow like this, it'll probably go like this, and you'll be like, what the hell? Who is the camera person? Okay? It's harder than it seems. It's harder than it seems. And I thought sound was hard because in sound engineering, that's a whole different type of like CPU situation. But it's really half the stuff that they teach you on that you don't even use. So not unless you need to. Like it's good to have it in your back pocket in case you need it, but 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna need it. But yeah, so after that it was, oh, my song came on, so so I'm like, oh, and then earlier before that he came out, they were showing him going into the arena. And I said he looked just like his brother going into that arena. Them jeans are strong because he looked like Jay. So he come out, they show him, they show Jacob. I said, so do the whole 5-2 family got grills? Okay. I said, is that a, and I was gonna say that must be a Florida thing, but Jacob not even from Florida. You know?
He from California. So I was like, that must be a Batu family thing. Okay. And then I was like, it's also funny how God bless certain people, families in the looks department. Because I haven't met a family member in their family that is ugly. And that's play cousins too. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. None of them are bad looking. Like, and then some people don't get blessed like that. But God showed favor on the people that get less. Because I was in there looking at all of them in the ring, and I said Bloodline 1.0 and 2.0 ain't none of them bad looking. Okay. It's a lot of weird stuff I watched this week. I was catching up with old shows. What I watched this week: Batman, Cape Crusader, She-Hulk, Dish Nation, Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13. I'm about to start season 14. The DNC. I gotta watch Cobra Kai. I'm a season and a half behind. I gotta watch Still Magnolias, the last season. I'm waiting for Emily in Paris to come back on. I watched Lottery Ticket with John Cena and Aquafina. Because I ain't worked this week, so I caught up on a lot of TV, and that's rare. Because normally when I come home from work, that's another reason why I stopped watching NXT, because I'm like, 3 days out the week, I only watch like 2-3 hours of TV if I'm watching wrestling, and after that, that's it. And I was like, wrestling taking up all my TV time. So, and that's one of the, I said, I gotta cut back. That's one of the reasons. So I'll watch the highlights and I'll watch it every once in a while, but not enough to like make a video. But like I still know what's going on. Okay. I can't wait to see Jade versus Roxanne though. This next weekend. Like that's gonna be interesting. But I was like, so I knew that was old Fantasia. I was gonna say, why do I know that song? So then he comes out and he starts talking. So I'm like, wait, hold the hell on, because I thought it was a match. So he comes out and he's talking about they boo him, but it's not that loud. He's like, Washington D.C. acknowledge him, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen. My braid is short and it's irking my nerves, and that's because I got the bangs. So he calls up Jacob, and then Jacob was like, and he said, give your title to Tonga. And Jacob made a face, and I said, ooh. And he said, because you're supposed to be mindful, sir. You gotta enforce for me, give him the title back. So I'm like, so originally it was supposed to go to Tom, but I think so. Originally it was supposed to go to the brothers, but because what's the name had the eye patch, Jacob ended up being in the match. And then I was like, oh yeah. Excuse me. But I was like, I forgot about that. Oh, you know what else I watched? So I randomly went to sleep because I was like, I need something background, something to go to sleep to, which I don't have a TV in my room on purpose. And I went to sleep to the 15th anniversary of Smackdown, and it's crazy because Triple H and The Rock was on there. They're talking about we do WrestleMania in 2 years, and it was like we could do it from 10 years from now, and I was like, that's this year's WrestleMania. I was like, well, technically The Rock fought in it. I was like, Triple H didn't. But so Jacob gave me this look, and he's like, you supposed to be mouth for me. And then somebody was like, y'all see it? And I ain't look until after the segment was over. They was like, my man Jacob is an informant for Roman. And he's like, they was like, what if this is the start of the setup of Jacob not really messing with Solo for real? And I was like, my thought was, so
if they lose tonight, that's on Solo. Cause why you switch partners? Cause at my whole time was like that. So my man gonna fight and with a boot on. But I'm like, knowing Jacob, he'll fight with a boot on. I'm like, if they lose, that's on Solo. Then I was like, at the same time, I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and the reason being because in my eyes, Jacob is a heavyweight champion. Tag team is too little for him. It's certain stars that you know don't fit certain titles. We gonna keep it a buck. Like Jericho being a tag team champion, IC title winner. Okay. You know, certain people doing that. Gunther being the IC and now world champion. Okay. Like I don't see him being no tag team champion at all ever in his career. Not unless he's been in the game for a while. He has a talk with creative. Creative gives him the green light, and him and somebody like Ludwig go and become tag team champions. I don't ever see him doing it. Okay, Jacob don't strike me as a tag team champion guy. Okay, and certain people just aren't tag team champion guys, and I'm not saying that he can't be, but because I know he's held heavyweight championship at MLW and stuff like that, and I know what he's capable of. Tag team doesn't even it's not even strike my mind when I think of him. As soon as he came out, I said he gonna be world title champion. He's gonna be world champion. Okay, I give it. If it does not happen in 6 months, it will happen in the next year and a half. And I put money on it. So in the next year and a half, what is it? August. So half a year from now is February. So by February 2026, if Jacob is not has not been a world champion, I don't care if it's for a week, we are slipping. Just like y'all did with Montez Ford. Okay? So then B-Fab come out. Talking about hold up, doing all this talking, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Street Profits come out. They, the crowd love them. We want the smoke. They come out. I'm like, oh, they about to get their due. Okay? B-Fab do something like this. They get in the ring. Dawkins knocks out the Tama and Tonga. Okay? Then Montez does the frost like that. He be jumping high as hell over the thing and hits them outside the ring. I wonder if Logan Paul had beat his record. Because I saw like him showing, I think, like his match he was getting ready for or something like that. It was like 2 minutes and he was at the Performance Center. It was like Montez had the record. And the second, surprisingly, was Ivar. And I was like, So, they come out. So then out of nowhere, Jacob comes out and kicks both of them. I said, not with a boot on his head, on his foot. Okay? Yay. So then he comes out with a boot. Then, so Dawkins gets pinned. That's not the funny part though to me. The funny part is he picks up Tonga Loa like this and throws him in the ring. And I'm like, why he pick him up like that? So then they go out there and they make do whatever. But I was like, I wonder because it was the twins' birthday yesterday. Like, is Jimmy there with them in DC, like living their best life? They all celebrating his birthday together. Like, that's got to be crazy. The legacy that that family has. So it seemed like it, and that's not even a fraction of their cousins. That's the crazy part. But to see for y'all to be like, have a lot of your cousins there in the same space at the same time working together is crazy as heck. Like, that's crazy to me. I wouldn't even know how to act. You gotta have cousins that y'all in the same field, and then you gotta know how to separate. Even when you're friends with somebody, like best friends with somebody, you gotta learn how to separate the business aspect from the friendship aspect. Like me, you getting hit and beat up in a ring, um, you shouldn't get mad at that. That's part of our job. But to have like Nia there, and then Jacob there now, and then Solo there, and then they play cousins, Tonga, and Tongaloa there, and then you got Naomi there, and then you got tag on it. I just lost my train of thought. Jimmy was there, and then Roman comes every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? I think Jay the only one over on the other side, because Ava's in Florida. I think Jay is the only family member on that side now. I think Tamina works backstage for Smackdown, if she still does. And then it's like a close set of friends, because I know, I was going to say Ashley, Charlotte and Nia are close. Okay. I think that's it, basically, because I think, and then Bianca and Costa and all them, because Michin is close with, like, Shayna and Dakota and all them. They, like, all game and stuff together. And then, of course, she's close with AJ, but he's not there. But, like, that's got to be the craziest thing. It wouldn't even feel like work to me. So then they come out. People shoot the one. Some people got their hands up. Some people don't. So then A-Town Down Under comes out. And it cracks me up every time, because I don't know what Grayson says behind Theory every time, but he just be talking trash. And Theory be like, I'm the only one. You know, he says what he says. And he comes out. So they come out. And then they play KO's music. Oh, and when KO came out the first time early in the thing, either they didn't have the sound on, or they played it late, because when it goes doom doom, the first part, that doom part was cut off, and then they hit the doom, and I was like, it was like somebody, when he came out, the music played a little bit after, but it is what it is. And then so they came out, and I liked Cody's code. And then Wade was talking about some, I was taught DTA. So the black girl in me, okay, growing up with a black mama, DTA meant don't touch anything. So that's where my mind went. I said, I grew up, DTA meant don't touch anything. When you get in the store, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing, you're not getting nothing. So that's what I thought it meant. I didn't even think about don't trust anyone. That didn't even come. I didn't even come in my mind, okay? That didn't even come in my mind. So when he said that, I was like, that was not my first thought. Like, because I was like, DTA. I was like, why? Don't touch nothing. Oh, anything. I was like, what? And so when he kept saying that, I was like, now y'all getting the thoughts in the head. Oh, and before that. So then I was like, okay, so they're not showing the Nia Michin match. I said, did she get injured, or are they saving it for Bash at Berlin? Because I could have sworn last week she said she's having a match with her this week because she's gonna be home. So luckily they showed a promo. Like I said, they show a promo, or they have them fight, or she probably was in the dark match too, and they showed a promo. And then they had Tiff come out. They was growing her crown with Pretty Deadly, and the pair we didn't know we needed. And Nia had this very like somber voice, like very low, stuff like that. Looked phenomenal. Nia always looks phenomenal. Then she came out, right? So then when she said what she said, Chelsea and them stopped and said what they said. Tiffany and Pretty Deadly walked away. Tiffany looked phenomenal. Okay, love that crown because it's very much her. She heard what they said, and then came out and was like, oh, did you hear what they said? And I said, hey, girl, you know it's a setup. So they said what they said. I said, now you got thoughts in her head. But I was like, I don't think Tiffany's cashing in on her Bachelor Berlin. I give it Survivor Series or later. If she cashes in, I give it probably before the end of the year. I don't believe it'll be this early. And then they show the Indie Pixie, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae checking in on DIY because the whole situation with the bloodline. After the Street Profits lost, they came out and helped. And so I was like, I see that being a triple threat. But that will cook so well. That will, oh my God. Oh my God. I just got chills because all I could think about was the match last week between them and Street Profits. And then if you add in them two and you let them wrestle like they did in Japan, I feel like that match would be, that would be such a good match. Like to put it Bash at Berlin. Not a pre-show match. Like, do we have enough matches? So you got the mixed tag, right? You got Gunther and Randy. You got KO and Cody. You got Nia and Michin. And I'm so glad that she's doing a PLE. And you got the StormiEST doing Isla versus Isla, but are they in the PLE or are they pre-show match? Because if they're in the PLE, that's 5, right? Because not unless Braun is fighting for his title at Bash, these matches for the contender for the IC, it would have to be, all of those would have to be no, that wouldn't work. So I was about to say, not unless it's like a 6-way match and whoever pins wins. There's no way it would have to be some weeks before they determine a contender. Like via bracket. So I don't know. But they showed her promo, it was really good. And then yeah, so next fight he kept putting stuff in his ear and stuff like that. And I said it's funny that KO, when he was on Raw, he had the black shirt and KO was in blue. And now he's on SmackDown, he got the black shirt and KO is in red. And I was like, the opposite color for the other brand. And it kind of matches bloodline colors. But at this point, I don't even care who won. No, because I like KO and Cody, but I like Waller and Grayson together. I feel like I said before, because some people was like, last week talking about people, WWE dropped the ball with Jay because he doesn't have a title and stuff like that by now. And people are saying like every great person doesn't need a title, which I concur. But, okay, in the same aspect, Street Profits, specifically Montez Ford, should have been had a title, okay? Now, Jay not having one is all right. That man is one of the longest reigning tag team champions ever. He done got 9 tag team title championships. He done been contender for IC championship and all this, and many a times. He's main evented WrestleMania and was in WrestleMania last year. Like he don't, if he, it's all right. You get what I'm saying? And that was like, that's not dropping the ball, because it was like he's the number 1 merch seller. And I was like, people love him regardless if he got a title or not. That's not dropping the ball. Dude's like, somebody was like, dropping the ball is like Theory when y'all tried to hype him up and then it didn't work, like when Vince was in charge, people were saying. But I don't think that's when they dropped the ball. I think it was when he went from that to what he is now, if they wanted to say that. Which honestly, I think this is the best that he's been. Not saying everyone's gotten better ring-wise, but I'm saying as far as authenticity and story and promos, this is the best he's been. So now, like, if he was to separate and it was to give him a title, I think the crowd would latch on to him better versus prior, like how they did with Damian Priest. Like Damian Priest was, I think, an IC title winner prior to, and in SummerSlam, 2021, people didn't, and then he became a member of the Judgment Day. It took a while, but this whole situation, now he's kind of like a face type, the whole thing. Like if him and Grayson broke up, people probably wouldn't hate him as much. Now, we don't know what his promos will be like, but we know they will probably be more authentic because at one point in time, Theory was the number 2 hated heel outside of Dominic in my mind. I think it was him. I think it was Dom, Theory, then Logan. Now, I think it's Dom, Logan, and Solo as far as like character and persona. But I don't know. I don't think they dropped the ball with either one. I think it took a while for Theory to develop, and if they were to give him a solo title again, I think he'll do better with it this time than he did than last time. Because it was crazy how he was like 26 in a match, and then suddenly you win one match and you're the U.S. champion, and people hated you more. Like, it's kind of like the same story with Roman. Before they start using his ideas for creative, and he was more authentic to more of who he wanted to be as his character, and vice versa. So I don't know. So I didn't really care who won. My thing was they was done 4 minutes early. So I said, wait, we got 4 minutes left. Something about to happen. Okay. So somebody was like, me, I thought the same thing. So when he picked up the belt and gave it to not KO this time, Cody this time, I was a little scared. And I said, Cody looked scared too. But he just gave it to him, was talking trash. And I said, oh, thank God. Okay. Because I was like, if KO turned on Cody right now, he can't talk no more trash about the bloodline and Jay. One of the reasons why he left Raw is because he didn't want to be attached to Sammy, which I get. But he was saying he didn't trust Jay because every time Jay tried to make it right with KO, something would happen when KO get hit or injured or something like that. Not intentionally. So I'm like, you attack Cody now. You might as well just say, you can't say nothing about the bloodline now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so mad. I'm so mad I wasn't there. I'm so mad. And I looked online to like, when was the next time they would be somewhere where I know I could go. Nashville's October 8th. And I was like, I could go to that. I'm not going to that. Okay. LJ's dad lives there. He could, but I'm like, that week is our state fair. We always go. And then the next week is my school's homecoming and Howard's homecoming. So the 19th, I won't be on. I'll be where I am. So I was like, I don't think they're coming to any of the areas I would be at. North Carolina, the DMV, Florida, until next year. But I'll be at WrestleMania. Even if I got to get nosebleed seats, I'll be in WrestleMania. Because the down payment for the floor seats is $2,500 a person, which is crazy. And then the bowl seats, I guess, is the ones that come down the front row. The ones I normally get is $500 a person. So I'm like, I just have to wait till after all of that. I already got my hotel room. I'm just waiting to see. Okay, because the next thing I'm getting is the flight, and I want to make sure that I can get a ticket at least to Sunday. I'm more like focused on Sunday. Not unless I get like a Charlotte Rhea match that like they had that Saturday. Then was Saturday the tag team ladder match this year too? Because the last 2 WrestleManias that Street Profits have been in, I've enjoyed both of those. And the groups with the tag team. Like the tag team ladder match, Awesome Truth had got one of them. Loved that match. Loved the match with, I forgot who the Pride had fought. Loved that match. Then the year before, I liked the match they was in. But if I had to watch it on TV because those tickets are expensive. But yeah, and I thought I had something else to say, but I can't think of it. Like my brain is shutting down because I've been up for God knows how long. I don't even know. So Can't wait for next week. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Okay, be safe out here still. Especially since traffic is getting thicker again, because kids are going back to school if you carpool, and the other kids are in college. Make sure your insurance is up to date, because ninjas don't know how to drive. Okay, I promise you they don't. I almost got hit today, and I was at a red light, standing at a red light. Almost got hit today. Literally, somebody was trying to get into my lane. I'm at a red light. Then I honk my horn. Then they want to cut on their turning signal, but you halfway in my lane in the red, and I'm just sitting there looking like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, what the hell is happening? And I was like, oh, they just give anybody a driver's license. I feel like every 8 years when you renew, you should have to retake the road test, because this is the way the driving is getting worse, and it's gotten worse since after the reopened the world after the pandemic. It's not even funny. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I get hit, and I'm sitting still. Almost got hit. It's crazy. But yeah. Enjoy your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Because you never know when your last time with them will be. And get rest. Okay? If you've been ripping and running, your body needs to recharge. Okay? I don't care if you ain't do the dishes. I don't care if you ain't do laundry. I don't care if you ain't clean up your house. You need to take a nap. You can do it tomorrow. It's always going to be work to do. It's always going to be work to do. Take care of you first. Okay? And that's something I had to learn. Take care of you first. That stuff will be there. Because if not, your body will let you know. And it will shut down on you. And if not, a good way for it to shut down on you, it will get sick on you on purpose, just so you won't have just so you can't move and you have to rest. Okay? I don't know who that's for, but sit down and get some rest. And if you got kids that's of age, make them do their chores. They able-bodied and they just sitting in the house playing games and stuff like that, make them do it. Shoot. You ain't supposed to be working full-time jobs and doing whole chores, and you got kids in the house. It teaches them to learn how to take care of their house when they leave your house eventually, and they need to help do their part. Okay? Anyways, love you all. Bye.